broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology News of the Week, the show for the everyday person talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. I'm Nathan Mumm, your technologist with over 30 years of technology expertise. Of course, we have our co-host, Mike Roday. He's in studio, and he's an award-winning author and our human behavior expert. Human behavior expert. You like that?
Sure.
All right. Now, we're live streaming during our show we're up to 5 different popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, Facebook, a new one called Zeem, LinkedIn, and we encourage you to visit us online at techtimeradio.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/techtimeradios. We're friends from different backgrounds, and we hope to bring the best technology show possible weekly for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. Odie, our producer, is not at the control panel today, so that means by default, Nathan takes over the control panel. So welcome, everyone. Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right, on today's show, of course, we have Nick Espinosa joining the program, so that will give us some good insight of what's going on. And we always have our standard features, including Mike's mesmerizing moment, our technology fail of the week, a possible Nathan Nugget, and, of course, our pick of the day, whiskey tasting, to see if our whiskey pick gets 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up by the end of the show. But now it's time for the latest headlines in the world of technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right, story number 1. OpenAI's got a discount deal coming together now. So we got a $4 GPT Go plan. Have you guys heard about this? This is the new alternative that I believe will end up taking over web searches in the future. Let's go to...
It's going to be a GPT Plus plan in 2 months.
Well, there is a GPT Plus and a Pro plan, which we'll talk about also. So they're already there, too. But this is a $4 GPTO plan. Let's go to Lisa Walker for more on this.
The Go plan was launched as a budget-friendly subscription at just $4 per month, giving users access to advanced AI tools in emerging regions. OpenAI could start offering ChatGPT's premium features to more users worldwide, and the U.S., in just a few weeks. According to OpenAI's current pricing tiers, ChatGPT Go unlocks access to GPT-5, expanded messaging and uploads, faster image generation, and custom GPTs. While the features are trimmed compared to top-tier plans, it still delivers more than what the free tier offers. Now, back to you guys in the studio.
All right, so let's talk about this. So we have this now is live in India and Indonesia. If you are using the free version of ChatGPT, it actually nudges you to upgrade your free account to this ChatGPT 5 budget account. It's only $4. Now, it's not in the United States yet, but if you go to their actual pricing plans, you already see USD pricing that is listed there, so you know it's coming out in the next couple of weeks. I know Sam Altman has a big press release in 2 weeks from now, which I would guess would be probably the large announcement of this event itself, having a browser/mobile/cheap version of ChatGPT for $4 a month. Now, in comparison, we have the Plus plan that you were talking about. That's $20 a month, Mike. So with that, you get ChatGPT 5 with advanced reasoning. You get the Sora video generation. You get codec agents and expanded deep research.
Wait a second. If I pay more money, it will think better?
That's exactly. It's kind of, it's kind of like if you get advice from somebody down at the local grocery store versus if you get advice from somebody in a law firm. That means
if I need a lawyer?
Yeah, so you wouldn't go to I'm
going to pay my GPT guy to think better.
Well, yes, but guess what? You can also get the Pro plan. So there's the Plus and the Pro. All right, the Pro plan sits at $200 a month. It unlocks pro level reasoning So, I mean, that must be like, that is like your scientist version.
Oh, my gosh.
So you got your astronaut version, you got your lawyer version, and you got your local checker down at the store available.
That's how you delineate your class system there?
Well, I'm just saying if you're doing each of the pro plans.
That's amazing.
So $4, ChatGPT Pro.
For $4
a month. That changes your search.
Yeah,
you
if
can
I
have
live
everything.
in India.
Well, it's going to be here in the United States.
Okay.
Would you pay for this?
Absolutely not.
You would not pay for this.
No.
Oh man.
Okay. I would.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know you would because you love this stuff.
I do love this stuff.
I do not like it. I think it's useful for certain things, but I don't. Why would I pay $20 a month?
Well, you don't have to. You can pay now for the budget plan, $4.
Let's just say that I don't have access to that budget plan quite yet, right?
Okay.
If I'm paying $20 a month for something to think for me, what do I need to be around for?
Well, you said it now.
I'm just saying. Okay, so I have an example. I have a customer.
Yeah.
Who wrote me a
nastygram?
It's not a complaint letter, but a sort of a letter that lists some complaints about what's up, right?
Okay.
And she used ChatGPT.
Okay.
And she told me she used ChatGPT.
Okay.
It was 18 pages long.
Okay. Did you have to read through all of it?
No. I didn't.
What?
Because the ChatGPT did all these meandering
tangents
that it was just so if I gotta pay $20 to make it think better for me. Maybe that's why.
Well, you can always use Bing, Microsoft Bing with Copilot, which is available for free.
You're in a love affair with Bing.
I love Bing as my browser.
I think you just go around the house going Bing.
So, Mike, you have to let her know that you can type after she gives you the 18 pages. She can type in shorter, and it'll actually make it shorter for her.
Yeah, that's how she is saying. Condense this to 5 pages.
Somebody how to use something that's supposedly thinking for you.
Okay, $4. It's gonna be the biggest hit that's out there.
Okay, I don't understand why this is such a thing.
How is that different than if you use the Brave browser? They have AI built into it.
Yeah.
Do you know what they use for that? Because that's free
so their AI that they have built into it is, I believe that's Anthropic. They're still based on the Chromium product that's available there, but I believe Brave uses either their version of something, but I don't believe because I use Brave also, and it's not the same results that I get from my ChatGPT results. It is not. So it could be Grok, it could be Gemini with Google, it could be Grok with Elon Musk. I don't think so.
It doesn't give me that type of response.
It doesn't give you that type of response. Okay. Well,
see,
all right. Mark, $4. You're paying it for OpenAI's search tool.
Are you going to buy into that, Mark?
Well, I'm already on the $20 plan.
So would you go down to the $4? That's exactly. I'm on the $20 plan too.
I'd have to see whether it's worth it or not.
Okay, so see, he pays for $20. Hallelujah. There you go.
Hallelujah. Okay.
That's it. Sam Altman's making money.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right.
He will be as soon as he takes this stupid company public.
Well, him and Microsoft are working on that.
Mike, by using the $20 plan, it does more work for me, and I have more time to drink whiskey.
Oh. There you go. You can just sit back.
I can't argue with that one. That's
cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
There you go. All right. Okay.
Maybe I just need to do it to talk to my boss. I don't know.
Is that what you need?
Whatever. I just
pecan, tomato.
What the hell was that?
Pecan, pecan, tomato.
There you go. That's your old clips. See, so I'm at the control panel. I got all your old clips loaded here.
Know.
Right? There you go. There's your own no. All right.
Hooked on Phonics worked for you.
We got that one too. You like that?
Phonics worked for you, didn't it? Phonics worked for you, didn't it?
There you go. See.
What's the next story, Nathan?
All right. Next story. Story number 2.
Story number 2 is not AI. Well, it is AI.
Yeah.
The victim of one of the first deepfake image prosecutions in Scotland, no less, says she's been left feeling humiliated and betrayed after the man who doctored her likeness was given a fine. So this person was alerted to deepfake images bearing her face by a friend. Colin Brooks, of 25 from Glasgow, became one of the first to be convicted of using AI technology to create and share deepfake nude images after admitting the offense in court last month. So the woman, Sophie, which is not her real name, told BBC Scotland that crimes using AI should have their own legislation and that penalties should be higher. And the Scottish government responded by saying that it is considering that. we all know that I have a problem with deepfakes,
Yep.
as we all should. And
Is it because your face has been put on one, or because you want your face put on one and it hasn't been done?
neither.
No.
Okay.
Neither.
Okay.
I mean, what's a deepfake, right?
It's a fake
Deepfake
picture.
is a digitally manipulated image that replaces person's likenesses with, convincingly with other images, right? So it ranges from not only just still pictures, which is this particular one where somebody took the image of a woman that he knew in high school and plugged in some nudie stuff, all the way to these videos where you see Barack Obama talking about stuff he never did, and even I guess Trump doing it too. You know, just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So we have this very powerful effect in the human nature where when we see things online or on TV or in print, we have this bias towards believing it.
Okay.
So this woman said she was horrified after a friend alerted her that her face had been put on two of these images. And then she reported that it was somebody that she knew from high school. And they went to court. And all they got was a fine. So there we go.
So they got a fine. So what should be done to correct this? Should the guy be put in jail?
Well, and we're talking about UK.
Yeah.
We're talking, so their laws are a little different. So he admitted to creating the deep fake of naked images of the woman he knew in high school. And the sharing of such images without a person's consent is already a criminal offense in the UK.
Okay.
And
So why didn't it fall under that?
I maybe we should ask ChatGPT because I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. I think it's because it's AI generated. So he's saying that he didn't create it. When I was looking a little bit in this, he didn't create it. The AI created it. So it became this kind of this
But
vague.
he instructed it to use her image. He's partly he's fully responsible for that.
Yeah, he's fully responsible.
The AI computer did not just go out and grab a picture and say, we're going to throw this face on a naked person. And there you go. So you're absolutely right. But
it's like if I took Mike's face, put on Fabio with the long blonde hair.
Oh, you need to put him on the Russian.
Actually, I wouldn't.
Putin. You want to be Putin on the horseback.
Putin on the horseback. That would upset me.
It's not like ChatGPT would have done that on its own. I'm the one that orchestrated that, so I would be responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So what happens when you see ads? Because I every once in a while I'm cruising around on the internet. You see ads and they come on up with deep fakes and put somebody's picture here, and you can add them to anything. Right. So if I put that picture in there, I mean, I use Jib Jab, right? Jib Jab is kind of the very first funny little cartoons that you can do. Your mouth talks. It's kind of like South Park, old school type of deal. And I put people's pictures on there. Does that mean that you need to give consent to that? I sent those out at Christmas time with normally people from my company that I'm working with. They're kind of funny. I mean, so it's kind of this gray area.
Well, it is a gray area because we aren't. That's what we're talking about exactly. Yep. We're talking about consent and non-consent.
Okay.
And something like this is non-consensual.
Yeah.
And potentially damaging.
Okay.
So, is it a gray area? Because you can do that for your own pleasure to look, but if you start sending that out,
I think that's the big difference, right? I think that's as soon as you start sharing it out. I mean, if you did it on your own privacy, I don't.
It's essentially the same.
Okay.
Right. So if I created a deep fake of you, in a compromising, don't wiggle your eyebrows at me, buddy.
Okay. If
I did that, if I put you on Putin on a horse and then I started sharing it with just
at least with me
friends, that's exactly the same thing.
Okay.
Right?
You can use my image anytime.
No, I'm not going to.
Okay. All right. Oh, it's
the last person I would deepfake would be you.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's go to story number 3.
That's why we're on the radio.
That's right. Google nukes.
Yeah, we have a.
But we do have a live stream.
For radio.
That's right. Google nukes 224 Android malware apps behind a massive ad fraud campaign. We're gonna be talking about ads a lot. You guys know that I hate ads, right? I hate ads. I'm playing for the NFL Red Zone, and I get ads during my NFL Red Zone. Oh my word! This is just okay.
Not until this
1,000, 2 1,000, 3. My psychologist says that I need to count backwards from. Okay, all right. Massive Android ad fraud operation, dubbed as Slop Ads, was distributed over 224 malicious applications on the Google Play Store, which generated $2.3 billion ad requests per day. The ad fraud campaign was discovered by Human Sotora's threat intelligence team, which reported that the apps were downloaded over 38 million times and employed malicious behavior from Google and security tools. Now, the campaign was interesting because it did hit the United States with 30% of the people of the 2.3 billion requests, 10% on India, 7% on Brazil. So it was actually not targeted specifically just at the United States, but a broad swoop of information. Now, the slop ads originally thought very, intelligently on how they did this. Because if you actually take a look at these apps and you download them from the Play Store, none of these apps are compromised. So if you go and you find the app and you see it in the Google Play, it meets all the standard that Google has. But what happens is a lot of times in TikTok videos and in other Reels and other areas, you get links to say, hey, go and download this app, or you get this through Facebook or even emails or texts, download this app. When you actually, though, clicked on the link, what it did is it actually downloaded a module in front of the application, which was then used to control and configure encrypted configuration files that contained URLs for ad fraud, malware modules, cache out servers, and JavaScript payload.
Okay. All right. So what you were talking about the other day in our production meeting was that you're pretty sure that pretty much everybody has something on their Android phone.
Yes. I believe almost everybody has adware on their Android phone.
All right. So how do you get it off?
There's tools to get it off. Do you have Malwarebytes loaded on your phone?
What is Malwarebytes?
Malwarebytes is an application you can load on your phone, Android, iPhone. It's a free version or a business version. And it'll actually go through and scan and take a look if you have any of those compromised ads. There's a couple other tools, but I like Malwarebytes right now just because they haven't kind of sold out, in my opinion, as some of these others. But if you actually scan and run that, you'll probably find out that you are compromised and have 2 or 3 items on there. You know what, Mike? Ask Nick, when Nick is on the show, how he feels about Android devices, because I think almost everyone's been compromised. I have an Android phone, and I have to run it because I won't even download stuff, and I'll see NFL scores, I'll see this, or see something come up, and then all of a sudden my phone starts running really, really slow again, and then I go and I search on it, and boom, it's got stuff.
Well, I have a question that you may not have the answer to, but maybe it'll get to the Android folks.
Okay.
Why doesn't Android put some anti-malware stuff on their phone in the first place?
Well, I think if you have like a Verizon plan, they say that they come with their Verizon Protect, and they charge you like $9 a month for it. T-Mobile has a protection plan because you can jailbreak these devices. You can go into the kernel and do different stuff. It's because it's a mini computer that Android isn't as well adapted as, I would say, Apple in their iOS to make sure that those things are taken care of. You know what? Let's ask Nick that.
I don't know
okay,
if
Mike?
it's well adapted versus iPhone is more closed architecture.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So I just looked at Malwarebytes.
Yeah.
You have to do a free subscription for 7 days.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Is there anyone that works that you don't have to?
That's the only one I would try.
There's ones that you don't have to pay for, Mike, but they have malware in them.
Yeah, they have malware in them. You can download that free VPN and service anytime you want. All right. Well, that ends our top technology stories of the week. When we return, we have Nick Espinosa from Security Fanatics. He's going to be joining the show. We're going to ask him that Android question, and he's going to expose some scams in advertising. You'll find that out next. You're listening to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Looking for custom glass solutions for your next commercial project? Hartung Glass Industries is your trusted partner in custom glass fabrication. For over 100 years, Hartung has delivered proven manufacturing expertise, comprehensive product offerings, and dependable service and quality. From energy-efficient facades to custom shower doors, we create glass solutions tailored to your project needs. With 8 facilities across the U.S. and Canada, we combine national expertise with a local touch-ensuring faster service and unparalleled customer care. Hartung Glass Industries, where quality meets innovation. Visit hartungglass.com to learn more.
All right, welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Our weekly show covers the top technology subjects without any political agenda. We do it by verifying the facts with a little sense of humor and, of course, with a little whiskey on the side. Now, Mark Gregoire, I'm so glad to see you back in the studio.
Hey, buddy.
All right, it's been a while. I didn't know if it was my bad BO that was causing you to drift away or other things, but I'm glad you're back.
Acknowledge the BO, dude.
Well, you know, all nerdy
No,
people
'cause then
normally
you'll
have a
stop
little bit.
hugging me.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get into the really super personal stuff.
Our little bromance. All right, Mark,
Hey,
what do we have? What have you chosen for us today?
Today we're drinking Baker's Bourbon 13-year-old limited edition single barrel. This is the 2025 release.
Okay.
Now, from Beam's website, this extra age expression explores how time and location in the warehouse drives distinction from barrel to barrel. While the notes of every barrel of Baker's offers a unique tasting journey, you can expect a few defining characteristics. Fruit, vanilla, and caramel on the nose, medium-bodied and flavors of oak, toasted nuts with vanilla and fruity notes, with a finish that is robust, medium-long, and warmly rounded.
Oh,
Very nice.
Now, for those whiskey nerds out there, this particular barrel is 0002788213. So if you have that number, you're drinking the same barrel as us.
oh. How many barrels do you think are out there?
I have no idea.
Okay, so it's like one big large bat. Because I know I have a friend that does wine.
Each barrel, depending on the yield, probably gives about 200 bottles,
Yeah,
let's say, on
yeah.
average.
I was gonna say that.
If they have 15,000 bottles across the U.S., you do the math.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I scanned my phone with malware bites.
Yeah.
How many threats do you think I have?
Well, you're very excited about this, so it must be 0.
It is 0.
Okay. All right. Well,
0 threats detected.
Okay. Okay. Well, good job. So we'll have to take a look at what Nick comes on next to do that. How about the whiskey? What is your taste on the whiskey there?
0 threats.
On the whiskey also?
Yes.
Okay.
0 threats.
Well, he doesn't know about the whiskey yet. So let me tell you, Mike, so you can be more excited. This is from Beam Suntory.
Mhm.
It's from the Jim Beam Distillery in Claremont, Kentucky. It's a straight bourbon, aged 13 years old. It's 107 proof. The mash bill is 77% corn, 13% rye, and 10% malted barley. In this bottle, MSRP is around $150
Very nice.
because they give you a beautiful cork. Look at that cork. That's a Nathan
That's
cork.
a cork.
That's a Nathan
That is a cork. I liked it from the very first sip. And it's got a lingering little taste. I like it a lot. All right.
Yeah,
Now-
that's called a finish, buddy.
Is that
Now,
finished?
don't
Okay.
forget to like and subscribe and give us tips. You like how I threw that in there?
I
for
said
you?
give tips.
Yeah,
give
yeah,
tips.
give
I
tips.
like that.
Yeah.
Tip us now, because that way we can put 25K
I
of
listened
it.
to last
Did
week.
you
That's
listen
right.
to the show
Even though I
last
wasn't
week?
here, I listened to your show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would give us
Now-
tips.
Now drink responsibly. Heaven can wait.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark. I love seeing you back in this.
What if it can't wait?
Heaven can wait?
What if heaven can't wait?
I think you can wait. All right. Well, with our whiskey tasting completed, let's move on to our feature segment. Today, our technology expert, Nick Espinosa, is joining the show. Nick is an expert in cybersecurity and network infrastructure. He's consulted with clients ranging from small business to the Fortune 100 level. In 1998, at the age of 19, Nick founded Windy City Networks, which he later acquired in 2015, which was acquired in 2015. He then created Security Fanatics, where he serves as the chief security fanatic today. Let's get ready to start our next segment.
Welcome to the segment we call Ask the Experts, with our TechTime Radio expert, Nick Espinosa.
All right, Nick, welcome back to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Nick Espinosa, chief security fanatic of Security Fanatics.
Hi, Nick.
Hey guys, how you doing? And always happy to be here. Always happy to hang out.
Are you drinking anything today, Nick?
No, just nursing a headache.
Oh, there's a headache.
Unfortunately, not this morning. It's the seasons. What are you gonna do?
All right, Nick. Let's ask you the Android question. Do you think most Android phones are compromised?
So the Android question, I think, is actually a really interesting one in the sense that Android can be both super secure, way more secure than an iPhone, and it can be way less secure than an Apple iPhone as well. And it really depends on the maker, the junk they load on it, and also the user, if they know what tools, technologies to put on, if they're using basically like a hardening guide. So we use actually what is something called a STIG, or Security Technical Implementation Guide, that is put out by the Department of Defense. And they have one for Samsung Android, Google Android, Motorola Android, et cetera, even iPhones. And it is a really good checklist to go down and really start hardening a lot of the different settings and controls that you have in a mobile phone. Because to your point, it is just a computer, right? It just happens to be in your pocket, and you happen to be able to make phone calls with it too. So no, I don't have any malware, for the record. I also do not use Malwarebytes. I use Bitdefender, and they are in the top 3 consistently on AV Tests, which is out of Germany, that test these things pretty much monthly for antiviral solutions, specifically for Android. And they do, for the record, have a free version that will not make you pay.
All right, Nick.
Right.
Let's move on. We love Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right? So Ferris hacks into his grades and makes changes in a most impossible way ever. But back in the day, you need to know that. So you're like, that's so cool. Ferris Bueller did this. But we now have this becoming a serious problem, specifically in the UK. What is going on with this right now?
Yes, and Nathan, for the record, if any of you guys ever come to Chicago, we can do the Ferris Bueller tour.
Okay,
and you can see all the places that the gang was at. But yes, this is a fun one, and quite frankly, I think it's a little nuts. But the ICO, or Information Commissioner's Office, in the UK, basically put out a report that said 57% of insider attacks at like universities and whatnot are the actual students figuring out how to get into stuff. Now, I don't know if that number is necessarily true or not, but they say since 2022, that essentially has been the issue. They looked at 215 incidents in schools, colleges, universities, and all that kind of stuff. And so this actually is a big issue, right? Because students are trying to innovate. And this was me at 14, right? I was basically, well, my school ran Novell NetWare and had AOL dial-up, so that was easy to get into. But the point is that I think personally, they should be getting training. There is obviously some kind of inspiration here, some kind of requisite knowledge, some kind of curiosity that if the UK school system, or any school system, was smart about, they'd actually start fostering this kind of education and say, hey, there's something here. Let's put them through these kinds of classes, get them educated in security. On top of it, give them morals and ethics classes so they don't go the wrong way. But I think overarchingly, this is really interesting. But I think it also shows that the kids aren't just sitting on the couch, scrolling through videos. There's an actual aptitude here that if we ignore, I think it's to our detriment in the cybersecurity field.
Yeah, I totally hear you. So let me ask you the next thing. We talked about the Android hack, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now let's talk about what is coming up with all these ads. Every company is doing more and more and more ads. What can we do to figure out a way that we don't have all of these ads that are available and what's going on?
Throw your phone away.
So I literally just did a video the other day basically stating we're never going to get rid of ads. We were never going to get it. They are trying to monetize absolutely everything. Even I promise you, Mark Zuckerberg's new glasses and all that kind of stuff.
We're going to be talking about that on our technology fail. What a perfect fail online, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't want to I blew it, I guess. Sorry, but keep on telling us more ads.
No, it's all right. But yeah, I mean, so if you look at it, we have ads coming in Windows 11 now.
A Windows 11, an operating system.
Yeah.
So explain this to me. So I pay for Windows 11, right? Well, what's really interesting is I don't have to pay for Windows 11 because Windows 10 is going to be around now for another 3 years with security updates, and then after that it'll be around for another 3 years because they've made promises to people that it was the last operating system, which they're in trouble with. But if you do upgrade to Windows 11, I pay for that operating system to upgrade. I pay to have that running on my system. You're telling me I'm going to get ads in this?
Yeah, so here's the interesting part about this. So if you have a Microsoft 365 subscription with Windows 11 and they really, really want you to have that, right? Essentially, as it starts to end, right? You're coming up to that period, you may start seeing full screen ads in Windows 11. And so this is essentially what happened on September 12th, like this past Friday, like a week ago. Microsoft basically released a preview build. These are the builds that journalists get, that IT teams get, that developers get, so we can kind of see what's coming in Windows. And it contains something called a Scoob, which is a second chance out-of-box experience. So that's basically what it is. It's a full screen thing you can't get away from unless you interact with it. And it's there just to nag you, essentially, to buy Microsoft stuff or to renew Microsoft stuff.
So I actually have that on my Office 365 account.
I think we're going to see a lot of lawsuits coming down the.
I have an ad that popped up. I have Windows 11. This actually happened to me. This is exactly Office 365 on an account. I shut it down. And so what happened is when I relaunched that PC, it said, hey, you know what? You don't have a current active license. Do you know what I got? In the OS, at the very bottom of the bar, it actually came from the bottom of the bar, loaded up, and it says, you need to upgrade now, or these are your three options. You can do the cloud version. You can do this. You can do this. And I could not get out. There was no X button to get rid of it either. So I'm like, what? I alt-tabbed over to try to get rid of it. I got so mad at it. I had to restart the machine to have it take it. I could not even close it. I don't know if I'm on the earlier build, so I do have my Windows Update settings set to get early builds instead of just the release builds that were out there. But was that the actual service, Nick, that I actually saw?
So it might be. So from Microsoft, and this is directly their release notes, and I quote Microsoft right now, we're introducing a simple reminder that appears as a Scoob screen to let you know that your Microsoft subscription needs attention. For example, if renewal payment didn't go through in just a few clicks, you can review and update your payment method and keep your subscription benefits uninterrupted. So yes, you're going to have to click through things. Even if you're like, say, you know what, I'm going open source, forget Microsoft Office. I don't want these annoying ads. They're going to give them to you. So this isn't cool. Now, to be fair to Microsoft, this is a preview build, right? So they might get feedback, to Mike's point, they might get sued and this goes away. But this is what we're seeing over and over and over from every company. I mean, not to throw Microsoft under the bus here, we should throw all of them under the bus. And that's the name of the game, right? Advertising is the core of the internet and why the Facebooks of the world are free. So
I have an Alexa device. Do you understand? An Alexa device now runs commercials. And when I ask it to play something, I'll say, like, play my music. It gives me a 15-second commercial before it plays my music. I paid for that freaking Alexa device. I have it hooked up to my freaking thing. Why is it
Is he bitching?
Yeah.
You pay for the device, but you didn't pay for the subscription.
The subscription service is a part of when you buy the device itself. I shouldn't say play my
because of the ad.
favorites 80s music and then get a 15-second ad. I'm not paying for Spotify. It's not a Spotify service. It's supposed to be.
It's the same thing as watching something on Prime Video now, and you have to sit through 3 minutes of commercials before you see the damn show.
Or you pay Amazon a few dollars more a month and they'll get rid of it. The lock screen on a Kindle is an advertisement unless you pay Amazon like $20-$30, right? You can pay for a YouTube premium subscription and you still get ads.
At some point, somebody's going to figure out that this is extortion and they're going to do something about it.
Really? So I keep on looking. So here's what we need to create. We need to create a lawsuit against technology companies that are class action, just one website that everybody can get involved in. Because you have the Google payouts, you have these payouts. There's no way to ever find all this information unless you're like a real tech nerdy like myself and go through. There should be a website that has every class action against technology sites that everybody can sign up for.
Sure.
All the technology companies would actually like that.
Would they?
I don't think they really prefer to run ads. They're doing that because they offer it for free, because Americans don't want to pay additional costs. If you pass that law, then they have the right, and everybody starts doing the plus model to charge you, and then you're going to get everybody complaining. Because if they charge now, you're going to move to a different platform.
But I think Nathan's right. I mean, one of my many day jobs is I occasionally lecture at law schools like Loyola Law School down in Chicago, and got into a really interesting debate about this, that when you have essentially a legal system like today's Congress that can't even vote on what to have for lunch, class action lawsuits are one of those ways that actually shape and craft law, because all the other companies, like if we sue Microsoft for this, Google then sees it and says, oh, we shouldn't do that either, right? So So there is guidance for that, in due to class action lawsuits. Now that said, if we have $1 billion class action lawsuit, we're getting $30 and our lawyers are getting 500 million.
Yeah.
Right, so
I just got a $30 payout from the Facebook thing 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So Nick, I agree
it
with
was
you about class action lawsuits are a way that as individuals what we can move the needle, but do we want to move this needle? I think is more of the debate. We don't want ads, but we also don't want to pay for subscriptions.
Well, that's true.
Well, yeah, but I think there's a balance to be made there. And if you are paying for, let's say, a premium service, you're paying for that privilege, then ads should be removed.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. So you go on YouTube and then you're listening to somebody and they say, oh, and by the way, buy this protein shake and blah, blah, blah. Well, dude, it's not an official ad, but you're literally advertising to something that I'm listening to in an ad break. And the Google censors don't pick it up on YouTube, right?
No, but that's how those guys get paid.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how
I get that. I get that.
I get that.
But at the same token, though, you're also monetized through YouTube, right? You have enough subscribers. YouTube starts paying you for that.
Well, you need
now you need tips. Now you need tips because now they're taking them.
There's a balance there somewhere. We just everybody's suing everybody. I mean, we live in the United States.
That's right. All right. The last thing. So we're not going to get to our very last question, which would have been, we're going to have to come back and we'll do that as a teaser for next time you're on. But let's talk about Samsung. Okay. So we just picked on somebody else.
Why are you bagging on Samsung?
Well, you know what, Nick? Tell me, what is Samsung deciding to do specifically with ads?
Yeah. So that video I put out on YouTube, and please subscribe. I need the money. No.
Okay.
The basically what Samsung is doing, and this drives me up a wall, but it's why I did the video of We'll Never Escape Ads, is if you have a Samsung refrigerator with that really cool LCD panel, they're now putting ads on those as well. So here we are. Your fridge is going to advertise for you. And interestingly enough, if you want to talk about Samsung Android phones as well, because I have Samsung Androids and a couple of other phones as well. We have all types of phones here. I now, in the newer releases of Android on Samsung, where you have the notification bar, like, oh, you have a text, you have this, I'm now getting Samsung ads on those as well.
Awesome.
Wow.
Samsung is going all in.
All right. So
once my fridge starts doing ads, that's it. We're breaking up. We're not dating anymore.
I'm just glad that I'm so old that I'm looking at the door out.
the Frigidaire, the simple one. All right. Yeah. So you know what? Let's go to real quick. There's a new study coming out of Cambridge that says AI is helping with child development. Nick, in 2 minutes, give us what is going on here and how is AI helping all of our child development?
Yeah. So the questions that these researchers are asking are awesome. Like, do AI toys affirm love and friendship to a child? And what does that mean for a child's human relationships? In other words, the AI doesn't have emotion, but can it be friendly? But that's not the same as human interaction. Do AI toys share children's conversations with parents or even third parties? And so what does that look like for a child's right to privacy? And if the child knows everything is being recorded, it fundamentally changes their concept of privacy. Like, all these different kinds of questions are being asked. I'm calling it now that if AI is basically introduced in a childhood development, it's going to fundamentally alter how we develop as humans. And Mike probably can answer that more effectively given his background. But the point is these are the kinds of things that we have to longitudinally look at, because AI is getting integrated into everything. And if you've got kids where the parents are completely ignoring them, but they have an AI teddy bear or whatever, that's a fundamental shift in not just parenting, but childhood development. And I think it's, quite frankly, that's a little scary.
It's a lot of scary.
It's a lot of scary.
It's not just a little. It's a lot.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you know better.
All right. Well, you know what? Maybe Mike's mesmerizing moment. We will discuss this.
I already know what you're going to ask me.
Unpack this a little bit more. All right, Nick. We want to thank you for coming on the show. It's always a pleasure to talk with us. Please tell how listeners can connect with you outside the show and tip you. That's right. We always want tips now, since you can write these up.
Yeah, you can send money to the Save the Nick Foundation. No, please. You can share, follow me, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, /Nick Espinosa or /Nick AESP.
Blue Sky?
Blue Sky as well for the preview there.
There you go.
Come hang out.
All right, Nick, we thank you so much for being a part of our show.
Thanks, guys.
All right. We always love having Nick on the show. He helps us immensely with all of our technology items that are
and drinking.
And drink. You like him drinking too?
Well, every time I talk to Nick, I drink more.
All right. All right.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, that ends our segment. Ask the Expert with Nick. Up now, we have Mike's mesmerizing moment. Welcome to Mike's mesmerizing moment. What does Mike have to say today? All right, Mike. Should AI be a part of child development?
No.
What? Explain that to me. Why are you saying that?
I'm in disagreement here.
Okay. Mark says yes.
Let's hear Mark.
Okay, Mark.
What's your take on this?
Because I don't think it's an absolute yes. I don't think it's an absolute no. AI is going to be here. So I like what Nick talked about, how they're studying it and we can put safeguards around it. It's going to come. So let's do it in the most integrative, productive way. I don't agree that it should take their place of parents.
But that's what's happening. But this is
a problem. I agree with you that it's a problem.
This is a smaller addition to a greater problem because we've already done that. We've already given our kids over to different forms of childhood development. We're giving kids phones when they're like 5 years old.
Okay.
And they're becoming screen junkies.
Yeah.
And why? Why is that a good thing for parents? Because they don't have to. It's like when
it's like a babysitter. You don't have to pay attention to your kid. I was at a restaurant.
It is. That's exactly.
You throw a tablet there and say, "Kid, I'm not going to talk to you."
That's right. And so we've already used this technology and our technological innovations to decrease the amount of interactions that we're getting with people and not just people but our children. And so we're just adding this new piece instead of saying, "Oh, here's a phone. Here's like Teddy from the movie AI."
Okay, Teddy. Okay,
right. That was cool. He was like this teddy bear that talked.
How about Teddy Ruxpin? Was that AI?
No, that wasn't AI. That was an animatronic.
Okay.
But
it had a cassette tape. But
it had a cassette tape. But it was that's sort of the, I guess the proto vision of what we're looking at here. We're looking at AI toys that are going to interact with your child. It's like the stupid robots that interact with people
in the old
folks' homes. And, it's not human development. It is human replacement.
Okay.
And because we anthropomorphize things, we're going to start having para relationships with these items such that they're going to start they're already replacing legitimate human interactions.
Okay.
And we're seeing it like just with these dating AIs where these guys are going on apps to date something that doesn't exist because the app gives them automatic positive regard all the time.
Okay.
So in that we're in 100% agreement. I wouldn't want AI in children's toys to replace
parenting.
Yeah, parenting. Now to go back to my original no, there's always benefits to the tool.
Okay.
But it depends on how the tool is used.
Absolutely.
That makes sense. All right. Thank you, Mike, for that mesmerizing moment. Up next, we have This Week in Technology. So now would be a great time to enjoy a little whiskey on the side, as we will be doing so during the break. You're listening to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm. See you in a few minutes.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, so you know what? We need people to start liking our social media pages.
If you like our show, if you really like us, we could use your support on patreon.com.
Or is it Patreon? I think it's Patreon.
Okay, Patreon. If you really like us, you can.
And you say I'm the English guy?
Patreon.com.
I butcher the English language?
You know you butcher the English language.
Okay, so it's
all the time.
It's Patreon.com.
Patreon.com. If you really like our show, you can subscribe to Patreon.com and help us out.
Oh, and you can visit us on that Facebook platform. You know, the one that Zuckerberg owns?
The one that we always bag on?
Yeah, you can. We're on Facebook too.
Yeah, like us on Facebook.
Do you know what our Facebook page is?
TechTime Radio.
At TechTime Radio. Yeah. You know what? There's a trend here.
It seems to be that there's a trend, and that's TechTime Radio.
Or you can even Instagram with us.
And that's at TechTime Radio.
That's at TechTime Radio. Or you can find us on TikTok.
And it's TechTime Radio.
It's at TechTime Radio.
Like and subscribe to our social media.
Like us today. We need you to like us.
Like us and subscribe. That's it?
That's it. That's that simple.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right. This week in technology, we're going to September 24th, 1979. CompuServe launches the first consumer-oriented online information service, which they called Micronet. Now, this marked the first time a consumer had access to services such as email. The service was not favored internally within the business-oriented space, but CompuServe became the service that was such a hit that it was renamed CompuServe Information Service, or CIS, and became a consumer heaven. By the mid-1980s, CompuServe was the largest consumer information service in the world, and half of the revenue came from CIS. In 1989, though, CompuServe connected its proprietary email system to this thing called the Internet, and then email took off, making it the first commercial Internet service available to send email. However, CompuServe did not compete well with this other company called America Online, or independent Internet service providers that were all across the world in the 1990s, and it soon lost its dominant market position. You remember CompuServe?
Uh-huh.
Mark, do you remember CompuServe?
Oh, yeah.
All right. It was a pretty good service. But you know what? It did not send out 100,000 million trillion CDs in every single thing like America Online did, that understood it wasn't about service and it wasn't about what you had. It was about hitting the market with everything free for hours. Now, back then, you had to pay for an internet service provider. Now the internet, you get it from a Comcast or a large distributor that you still pay for.
You're still paying for it.
You still pay for
a lot more.
But these, you actually got services back then. So they actually created stories, news, information for you. So when you would actually dial into these services, they would give you kind of the news of the day, because they didn't have the CNNs online or the MSNBCs online. This is where you got your news and your fast breaking information of what was going on.
I'm curious. Did you use AOL or Mike? Did any of you have an AOL?
I did not.
I did. I used AOL for a bit, and then I stopped
used
and
the discs.
Did you?
Yeah. I used to, make things out of them and throw them at my kids.
Did you put them in your microwave?
I never put them in my microwave.
You're the only one that used AOL.
I did use AOL for a bit, but then I went to an internet service provider that was local, and it was a little bit better. And
I used a local ISP. I still have my original ISP email.
Yeah,
I still pay for it every year.
Oh, okay. Remember Blue Light came on out. Kmart had its like Blue Light service that was available, and then they had Juno, and they had all these other services across. All right. Well, that was This Week in Technology. We could spend 7 hours talking about what it used to be back in the olden days. But if you want to see some Tech Time history, you can visit us online at techtimeradio.com and watch our older podcast video and blog information. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we have our Mark Mumble Whiskey Review. See you after this.
How to See a Man About a Dog. It combines darkly comic short stories, powerful poems, and pulp fiction prose to create a heartbreaking and hilarious journey readers will not soon forget. Read How to See a Man About a Dog, collected writings, for free with Kindle Unlimited. Ebook available on Kindle, print copies available on Amazon the Bookpository, and more.
The segment we've been waiting all week for. Mark's Whiskey Mumble.
All right.
I'm excited.
All right. So am I. What do we got?
December 23rd. So Mike made a nice comment last week that I listened to where he said, when I tie in the whiskey to the day, that I'm very innovative about it, unlike Nathan's pairing. So I appreciate that.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, Mike, I might let you down today. It's very basic today.
Oh,
you can probably even guess what today is.
Today is I Have a Headache Day.
No. It ties to our whiskey.
Oh.
Bakers? Is it like a baker's dozen?
National Baker's Day.
Bingo!
Oh.
National Baker Day.
Way to go.
So baker is an Old English origin. The word bacon, but not C-O-N, it's C-A-N, which means to dry by heat, that is, to bake. It originated before the 8th century and was primarily used as an occupational name for people who bake bread or bricks. So the popular belief is that the name was used to refer to the owner of a communal oven who was in charge of it for a village.
Okay.
Now, with that, we are drinking today Baker's 13-year-old bourbon, which is named for Baker Beam, the truck-driving, motorcycle-riding grandnephew of the legendary Jim Beam. With each bottle from a single barrel, Baker's 13-year-old is unapologetically, man, I can't pronounce. I am not
unapologetically.
You're Nathan. What?
I
said it.
I'm here to help you out. You know,
I finished my glass of whiskey and I am stumbling.
You are Nathan.
Pecan, pecan, tomato.
there you go. That's right.
Now, I do not usually drink Beam products as I find their peanut profile too overwhelming, getting into peanut butter, which
I love peanut butter.
I don't care for.
Really?
No.
Screwball peanut
Screwball
whiskey.
peanut butter whiskey.
Ooh.
So when I go into a liquor store and I see Screwball on the top shelf, I walk out immediately.
Wow.
Now, Baker's
So much hate.
13 Baker, I got it all built in. I haven't been here for a few
I guess
months.
so. I get you. Okay.
Baker's 13 is an exception. It is a focused single barrel bourbon that leans into warm oak, lots of sugar and caramel with just a hint of nuttiness. The dry rye spice keeps the profile from feeling overly sweet or muddled. The finish is long, slightly tannic, and quietly spiced. It rewards a slow, neat pour.
Okay. I like it. All right. Anything else to say there, Mike?
No.
Okay. All right. You know what, guys?
Mike has nothing to say because his glass is empty.
My glass, yeah.
Whiskey and technology are such a great pairing. Kind of like the Mariners baseball team trying to get into the postseason. You never know if it's going to happen.
How is that a pairing?
That's the end of the season for baseball. The Seattle Mariners never have a good enough team to just be ahead of it. They always have to come into the last 2, 3, 4 games and try to win it at the last series.
I think this is you trying to be innovative.
This is just me saying what whiskey and technology are like a great pairing.
It's like copy and paste.
Is it okay? Oh,
There you go.
you love that one. You love that. You know,
that's an easy.
I can't
pairing.
say that every week. Otherwise, that would be okay.
but you don't have to go way into Mariners trying to get into the blah blah.
All right, let's move on to our technology fail of the week.
Congratulations, you're a failure.
Oh, I failed, did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
All right, technology fail is coming from your buddy Mark Zuckerberg.
His
AI glasses live demo failed spectacular at a major tech event. Not only did the first demo fail, but his follow-up demo after he said, okay, this isn't going to work, we're going to go to our second demo, that one failed also. So he was like 0 for 2. And if you're at a baseball player in the Mariners, 0 for 2 is normally what happens after the first 2 pitches you get. Tech experts say that AI was clearly confused and jumped around due to thousands of Wi-Fi simultaneous connections that were happening at this tech demo. Now, Zuckerberg's AI glasses demo failed at the Meta event that they said was going to be packed with AI information. Now, the Connect 2025 keynote was absolutely hilarious, and you need to go watch the video. Connect 2025 keynote. See Zuckerberg on stage going, well, it should be doing this. It shouldn't be doing this. It should be doing this. The device that they were trying to show was the Meta Ray-Ban display priced at $799, is pitched as the breakthrough in wearable AI technology, except for if you have a lot of internet connections they're trying to connect to it. I guess you don't want to do that.
It was a breakthrough.
Yeah, well, guess what? Zuckerberg's 2 demos fails left the Meta's new glasses slightly less polished in front of the hundreds of people, and there was laughing and giggling and people that couldn't believe it. Now, this is a note for you. If you notice, Apple no longer does live presentations at their keynotes. They'll have Tim Cook come on out and talk for 30 seconds or so. Then he goes behind the stage and you watch a pre-made video so they have total control over it and you can see what happens.
Yeah.
Note to self.
Is Zuckerberg going to take this advice coming on?
Yeah, note to self. If you're doing a live tech demo in today's world, there are so many things that can go wrong. Even if you've done all the testing and you've done all this, you know what? Get that pre-recorded video. Show what you're trying to do with the device, because nothing's more embarrassing than standing on stage saying, oh, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try it again.
If he's smart, he could turn this around, because this is a great learning atmosphere.
Uh-huh. That they'd never tested those. They tested their
them.
Glasses with internet Wi-Fi signals that would jump around.
Yeah.
That's a common thing that you would have. Let's now move into our whiskey tasting.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
All right, what do we have, Mark?
We are drinking Baker's Bourbon 13-year-old. It is 107 proof, $150.
I'm really liking this. I am going to give this a thumbs up.
Okay. Well, I'm a fan of Jim Beam already, so this was really good.
Thoroughly been enjoying it.
Has Whiskey Chris and all of them had a shot at tasting this?
No, well, I've already saved 2 ounces for Whiskey Chris.
Okay.
And to my QFC Lee that supplies us a lot of our bottles, I've already given him a few samples.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what, Mike? We're about out of time.
No way.
Yep. What are we gonna do? We're gonna
say goodbye.
We're gonna close the show out.
Want to talk about your
We'll talk about my
Street Fighter?
My wait, what?
Street Fighter?
Street Fighter? No, we're not going to talk about the Street Fighter movie. We ran out of time. We want to thank our listeners for joining the program. Listeners, we want to hear from you. So visit us at techtimeradio.com and click on Be a Caller and ask us a question so that we can stay up to date on your technology question needs. It was an honor to be a host of today's show. Each week, we are here to decode the technology that shapes your world, one breach, breakthrough, and bourbon at a time. From all of us, I will see you next week.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, mum's the word. Have a safe and